Hi there, this is Allison Bonilla, and I am so thankful that you've joined me for this study in Ecclesiastes 11. Today we're going to tackle Ecclesiastes 11, verse 6. Now, actually, this will be our last session in this study of Ecclesiastes 11. We've done verses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now this is verse 6. Ecclesiastes 11 does continue on all the way to, I believe it has 10 verses in it, but 7 through 10 deal on different subject matters. If you're familiar with the book of Ecclesiastes at all, it is a book that has a lot of wisdom in it. It follows the book of Proverbs, and some of the wisdom could be a bit challenging to those who are trying to study the Bible, and also some of it can feel a little bit contradictory. But I love the verses that we studied, verses 1 through 6, because they deal specifically with those who are interested in business or those who are looking to be successful in life and in business. So I love them because it seemed that the wisdom was very on point. That's why I chose to unpack them here on a video format for those who might be interested. I think it has a lot to say about the conditions of your heart or your mind when you're trying to move forward in any kind of endeavor or business. In verse 6 today, let me start off by reading the verse as I've done in the past, and let's go ahead with it. It says, "In the morning sow your seed, and in the evening do not withhold your hand, for you do not know which will prosper, either this or that, or whether both alike will be good." That just sums up so much of what we said in the last 5 videos. If you've not viewed them as yet, I do say please go back and view them because everything works together. As we seek to be successful in business, there has to be a strong work ethic. So when it talks about in the morning sow your seed, it really talks about doing the work. You're not going to get an end product. You're not going to get a harvest unless you first start by sowing the seed. In the last video, we talked about, you just got to get out there and you got to do it. You can't just procrastinate all the time waiting for something perfect. So we sow the seed and you do the work and you labor. And in any event, any product that you want to receive something for, you have to put something in first. You got to put a seed in the ground if you're going to get a harvest. So you go out there and you do the work of sowing that seed. That is what we do. We sow the seeds in our relationships. We sow the seeds in our business. We do the work. We don't just think and plan. We actually have to go out there and do some work. I have met over the years people who do a lot of work. They're working, 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 working. But then they forget another important aspect of success. And I think that's what the rest of the verse relates to. It says, "And in the evening, do not withhold your hand." What does that mean, not to withhold your hand? Well, think about it. When we think about charity, we sometimes use that phrase, lending a hand, giving a hand, giving a hand up to someone. That is a common expression that talks about us going beyond what our needs are and helping out someone else in their needs. I believe that's what this verse relates to. There's actually a verse called in Proverbs 3:27. It says, "Do not withhold good from those who deserve it when it's in your power to help them." If you have means and resources to lend a hand, to give a hand, to help out others, that is part of your duty as a successful human being. Yes, you work to build your business. Yes, you work to build your family. Yes, you work to achieve certain levels of success. But don't become so engrossed in that you do not find time to lend a hand. it says in the evening, after you've done your work for the day, don't withhold your hand. It goes on to give you a little bit of a promise there. It says, for you do not know which will prosper. Well, what does it mean? We could see how sowing your seed, doing the work, could possibly prosper you, right? We could see how you go in the field and you plant, and certainly that's going to yield a harvest. But how does lending a hand produce a harvest? Well, it can. Charity could come back to you. You lend a hand to someone, you don't know that there may not be a day that that same person may need to lend you a hand. It is that same idea of blessing others, not because you want to be blessed back, but because you don't know. The prosperity could come back to you, or it maybe just it blesses them and they bless someone else. So there would be a benefit for you not withholding your hand. You don't know what would prosper, either this or that, or whether both alike will be good. Now, I just happen to believe that every time you lend a hand or you do something charitable and help someone out, I just believe you get the blessing immediately. I love to know that God has given me the ability to bless other people. What is it that you have today that you could bless others with? Do you have a talent? Do you have treasure? Do you have money, resources? Or do you have time? Some people may not have a treasure, or they may feel that they don't have a specific talent or skill set, but maybe they have time. Maybe God has put you in a place right now where you've got more time than you actually want to have. But just know that after you've done everything you could do to make a living and to work hard at your craft, that should not be your only world. You should also look to see what you could do to help other people, because you don't know what will prosper, either prosper you or prosper someone else. I've had many times in my life where people have come back to me and said, thank you so much for doing this for me, and as a result, let me do that for you. And I've been really very surprised. I did not help them thinking that they would have even anything. At a point that I helped them, I didn't think there was anything that they had that they could give back to me. But they've blessed me in many different ways. So keep that in mind. Yes, you want to be successful in business, but you want to be successful in life. And being successful in life means being more well-rounded. You need to be a successful human being. We're not human doings, we're human beings. And in order to be successful in that, we also need to be able to see to the needs of others, not just our own need and our own success. Well, that is the end of my take on Ecclesiastes 11, verses 1 through 6. And today we were talking about verse 6. To see my take on verses 1 through 5, please go back to the previous videos. If you have a desire to study God's Word and you are a woman, I do run women's online Bible studies. I've been doing it for the past 5 years, and it has been such a blessing to the women who have been in the studies. We do it on Zoom. If you are interested in studying God's Word that way, check us out. You will see the information if you go to the website, and I'll put the link in the bio. It's www.caringcommunity.com, or on my Focus Life website, www.focuslifecoaching.org. And you'll see when the next Women's Bible Study is. They're free. The only thing you purchase is the study, not from me. You purchase it online. So this is just a way for women to fellowship around God's Word. As you could tell, I love God's Word and I love studying it. And I thank you for taking the time to hear what I had to say. And I pray that you will go back and look these verses over yourself and see what God is telling you in these verses. The Bible is so rich with wisdom. And I believe that when you get together with others and you study, it's iron sharpening iron. So I leave you with that and with an invitation to the next Women's Bible Study. You're welcome to join us there. This is Allison Bonilla, your Focused Life Coach, inviting you to dream big, set goals, and take action.